Hello members, Todd and I hope you're having a wonderful summer. We're down here at Renegade today, and what we would like to do is give you an update as to all the ongoing projects that we have, particularly here at Renegade. So Todd, we're standing on the driving range tee at the new range tee at Renegade. You've got some unbelievable turf installed. What type of Bermuda is this?
Well, welcome members again to another Turf Talk, and glad to be with you here and to give you an update. We're standing on a new variety of Bermuda grass. It's called Tahoma Bermuda grass. It's a Bermuda grass that's more forgiving, recoverability, more watery, better usage of water, better tolerant to some diseases and and things that we occur. Although Bermuda grass doesn't get a lot, but it's a new variety that's out that a lot of guys are having a lot of successes with. Not so much in the Arizona market yet, and we wanted to bring it and try it and look at it. It's a finer leaf texture, and one I think the members are going to really like as we start using it here later this year. And then around the perimeter we got Tiff-Tuff Bermuda, and on the range floor that you'll see behind me here that's growing in that we sprigged, you can see that it's starting to really take off now with the warm humid weather. But the Tiff-Tuff is a very aggressive Bermuda grass that'll live up to the wear and tear of the ball picker running and the usage on the range. And it's another variety that's an updated variety of Bermuda that we're looking at for possibly use in the future for some of our course renovations, maybe potentially as a rough grass or maybe a fairway grass. So I wanted to put them in down here to watch it, play with it, manage it, trial it out, put my hands on it, and be able to make a good suggestion to our membership once we're ready for Cochise and Geronimo later on, hopefully in the future. Also on our target greens back here, we have, I've talked about it before, but we put in some zoysia grass. So I got a brand new variety of grass out called Stadium Zoysia, which is back here, and we're going to kind of watch it. There's been some trials with it down the mountain a little ways, or down Pima Road. Some guys have it. It doesn't appear to go fully dormant in the winter, so
nice.
we're going to kind of watch it and just kind of play with it and see how it does.
That's awesome. I got to tell you, what has transformed down here in the last 30 to 45 days is absolutely amazing. I love this finer leaf Bermuda grass. It almost looks like it's a shaggy rye.
It does.
You know, I mean, it's really cool. So I think members are going to love that. The fact that we've taken this range now and have gone uphill, we've added a little more, distance, which will help because we're, as you know, we're a little landlocked down here. We've also added another amenity, the same amenity that we're going to be doing on all of our ranges, which is a concrete area to then put on some state-of-the-art artificial turf, which will be great. Those hitting mats will be tremendous. It'll give us the opportunity when it's frosty in the morning in the winter, or maybe overseeded tee, to still be hitting balls. So that's pretty exciting. What else do we have? We have the bunkers. Tell us about the bunkers.
So we've got two bunkers that we'll have over here. It appears to be one bunker, but it's behind us, that will be used for fairway bunker shots. We don't have the liner in or the sand in yet. It's coming. We're going to do all of that once we're ready to do all the bunkers out on the golf course that we're going to talk about here in a minute, but we're going to do it all together. But this will give the golfers and the members a chance to practice fairway bunker shots, which we don't have anywhere else on the mountain. So,
and I love how we put those in. They're parallel to the range tees, so that if the hitting row, wherever it's at on a daily basis, we can create a safe environment for someone to practice out of the fairway bunker as well, so they can stay right in that line without being subjected to an errant shot. So we're hopeful that this will be open in the 1st of December. We're on budget, and it's pretty exciting.
It is.
So anything else on the range tee?
I think we're good.
Want to talk about the wedge tee?
Sure, let's go check out the wedge.
Sounds good. Okay, Todd, we've made our way to the wedge range. Not a whole lot to see from the last video we shot, but boy, it's just a terrific amenity that's been added here. Tell us a little bit about what we see. We see some blue tarps out there. What's under those tarps?
Well, that's not our grass, that's not our greens, I promise. We've got blue tarps out here just to protect the new artificial turf that we put pictures out a while back. while we're going through this grow-in phase, just to keep it clean and to keep it, we'll pull those, you know, once we get opening. But you can just see that the Bermuda is continuing to grow. We got some areas we're continuing to work on. The higher areas, the ridge areas, tend to be the slowest areas just because of the water and things, and so we're working that. We've got some weeds germinating that we're going to have to spray out over time and do some things. So, but we're full on grow-in mode right now, so we're working hard on that. Also, over here to our right.
Yeah, that's new since the last time I was here.
We finally got our practice putting green mix in. They filled it. They floated the green. As we speak right now, they're sodding around this green, and then we'll put the final touches on that, and we'll be seeding that green here in the next week or so, and starting to get it going. So we'll see how we do through the summer with it, and be able to have a better timeline of when that green's going to open after we get it seeded. So
that green is going to tie in with the opening, most likely, since it's a cool season bent grass on that green, as our 3-acre short game area up by the clubhouse, which will be maybe midsummer, hopefully.
More than likely, we want to try growing a green in from seed. We want to try to have at least 7 to 8 months of really solid grow in time before we put a lot of traffic on it. Especially a practice green like this, we anticipate get quite a bit of work and traffic, and we want to make sure that it's as solid as it can be before we open it.
Did you tell me it's 8,000 square feet?
It's about 8,500 square feet. Yeah,
massive. So, well, terrific. Thank you. Let's head out to the course, show some changes out there. All right. So, Todd, we've made our way out onto the golf course. I see an enormous amount of improvement already, and you don't even have grass on the ground. So, what's happening up here around these bunkers? They look better than I've ever seen them.
Well, as John said, we're out here on number 2, and we've done quite a bit to this hole over the last couple weeks. As you can see, we've blechivated it already, or we've done the tilling process. We've sprayed it out, tilled it. So we've done the first step of really the heavy lifting of what we're going to be doing. We'll come back in and obviously float this back in and track it all in, and it'll be ready for seed once we get to that point in 1st of September.
So for our members that don't understand blechivating, tilling, you basically took out a lot of those sharp mounds, softened them out a little bit, gave the course a little more flow?
Yeah, so along with that process, really the process was we were turning under the dead material that we sprayed out, the old bent grass, the old fescue bluegrass. We turned it under with the tiller, or blechivator is what it's called, and we're going to utilize that material to help us grow the new turf underneath as like an organic holding matter, because one of our big challenges down here was the water capacity, or the water holding of the soil. The water would just go through this thing and dry areas out and dry the mounds out, and then we'd have to water more, and it'd make it wet areas and things. And so this will really help us level that out and get more efficient with our water.
And the turf grass is going to be ryegrass.
The turf grass will be ryegrass, perennial ryegrass, just like Apache and Chiricahua. The same turf. Excellent. And we'll start dropping that seed in September, hopefully, if Mother Nature will give us a break in the heat to allow us to do that. You mentioned the bunkers. I'm really excited about the bunkers that you see behind us. We've installed, my team, or our agronomy team has installed, Stephen and his guys have installed the irrigation around those. So we're putting irrigation back in, so every bunker face will have irrigation, so the burnout, inconsistent looks will be no more, and it'll look like these bunkers you see behind me. And we're going back through and resodding some of the areas that are really burnt out, and we will continue to do that as we work our way through. We're about 9 holes through right now with the irrigation on the bunkers, and we're using sod from on the course. We didn't spray out a few areas of sod, and so we're using that sod, repurposing it in these bunkers, so it's going to make a really good finished product when we're done.
It's awesome, Todd. I think our members are really going to love the look. They're going to love the playability of the ryegrass. It's going to be superb. We are doing some other renovations on 3 greens, 1, 5, and 9. So let's tell our members what we're doing on 1, 5, and 9 that will improve their ability on the white greens.
Well, obviously number 1 green gets it's been a hot topic in that whole hole, and obviously we're going to talk later in future weeks about the work that we're going to do on number 1 to correct and fix the issues there. 1 green specifically, 1 white green specifically, 5 white green, 9 white green. We're going to be picking up, they're really rejective greens and not hard greens to play into and receive shots. So we stripped the turf off. We've taken it to Outlaw, resodded number 7 green at Outlaw with it. But we're going to take those greens and really fix them in a sense of making them more receptive to shots, not as penile, not as roll-off-ish, and get rid of bunkers in front of the one on number 1 white green, get rid of the bunker on the one in front of the number 5 white green on the front left, and really make them more accessible and playable for our members.
And then on 9, I believe that bunker almost gets cut in half, so if a ball rolls down, it doesn't roll just into the bunker.
Yeah, exactly. That'll become the front right bunker on number 9 white green will become more of a pop bunker as opposed to the big bunker it is now. And so like John said, when your ball hits that hill and rolls in, you'll have a chance to be in the approach rather than being in the bunker all the time.
And for our members that play number 5, the par 5, driving off the tee, sometimes on the left you could run into the desert. That will also be fixed where balls won't kind of run down through there. And
yes.
And I know there's some other fairways like 11 that's highly divoted in areas, and that's going to be trimmed out a little bit so that we don't have that big concentration of divots. So there's a lot of work going on.
Yeah.
And it's pretty exciting. The tees have been leveled. I think the tees look really, really good. So I'm sure we'll get some pictures of that here in the video. And what else? We're on time. We're on budget. We're hopeful to open 1st of November, Mother Nature willing.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of things that got to fall into place for us November, and that's our goal and that's our plan, is to be November 1. But understand that we could have a big monsoon, or we could have some heat that lingers that we're not able to get the seed dropped down in time, because it's really critical when we drop the seed that our weather cooperates with us to establish and germinate that, and it's not too hot. And so we'll just be following that, but we really think that November 1st is a good deadline for us, but we're going to hedge ourselves. And then like John mentioned earlier about the carpets, we will be having carp path only for a while. I don't have exact time frame, but it's going to be a significant time frame, probably to the 1st of the year, just to allow this ryegrass to really establish and mature and get a good healthy stand before we start putting cart traffic out on it.
Yeah, so setting those expectations, we're going to be tight in October. So for those members that like to come back and play in October, it's going to be tight. So we're going to do the best we can to try and get as many players out on the course each day as possible. But once we get Renegade reopened and we are back to all 7 open in November, we'll be in good shape. And then, as you mentioned, cart path only for a little while to get that ryegrass to establish. But man, it's going to be awesome. And the clubhouse is coming along nice. The short game up around the clubhouse will open, closer to when the clubhouse opens, maybe midsummer. It all ties into that whole project. So thank you and your team. Members, you're in for a treat, and we hope you have again a terrific summer. It's hot out here in the desert if you're here. If you're not, enjoy the cooler weather. Thanks, DB.
Thank you.